Hello, Granite School District. With me here, I have Rob McDaniel, who's going to talk to us a little bit about PBL. But before we have Rob, you speak as to what your experience is with that and what your role is with proficiency-based learning. I'd just like to address, when I first came to the district, I got a lot of questions around proficiency-based learning. And someone had reached out and asked me where I kind of stand with the subject today. And when I think about proficiency-based learning, and in my many conversations, everyone that I've come across or has chosen to give me feedback truly believes in the core purpose of proficiency-based learning or proficiency-based grading, where it's a focused teaching effort per standards. It's collecting evidence and analyzing student work per that standard. And then it's reporting the student's learning progression per that standard. And the operative in all of that is how well is a student learning what's required of them per state standards and being associated purely with that. And so as we think about proficiency-based learning, and some of the feedback that I've received is this question around recency, but plus professional judgment. And Rob, I know you are meeting with teachers, you go to some focus groups, and you're receiving feedback. Would you mind just elaborating a little bit about what recency plus professional judgment means to you and how a teacher might think about it?
Absolutely. So I come into this from a perspective of having been a high school principal for the last 10 years. And so I've gone out and met with most of the high school's staffs in terms of small groups of individuals wanting to kind of know how this all fits in. And we're having conversations about what that professional judgment means. And just some of these other principles that you're talking about, how do these things fit into what we do on a day-to-day basis? So I would love to come out to any school that I have not been there, and we can kind of talk about some of the nuances to proficiency-based learning and try to figure out how we can make it work for best for teachers here in this district.
Excellent. Well, thanks, Rob. I appreciate that. And Rob he's great. He'll come meet you where you are and walk through any of those questions or concerns or feedback that you have. As we continue in the spirit of continuous improvement, what is that refinement process? And we have reason to celebrate, though, too, in what we've been doing with proficiency-based learning for as many years as we have. Through some statistical analysis, some simple regression, we're able to identify that students' performance as it correlates from PBL and what they're scoring there to other measures, and primarily even statewide measures, actually shows a higher degree of correlation than our previous standard grading practices. Meaning a student in experiencing PBL and teachers having that focused teaching on standards actually perform better on other measures where they demonstrate that same knowledge. And so we continue to track these data and understand how our students are experiencing PBL, how our teachers are experiencing it, and how we're, of course, including the parent in that conversation as well. So, as always, if there's more questions or concerns or feedback that you'd have, please feel free to reach out, give Rob a call, send me an email, or set an appointment. We're happy to meet and discuss what this means for the Granite School District moving forward. Thank you.